Porsha Williams is free, and she is letting the entire world know it. But the truth is this story is so much bigger than just a divorce appeal being denied. It's about love, money, power, betrayal, reality TV, deportation scandals, lawsuits over bedroom secrets, and one woman who refuses to be silenced. If you thought Real Housewives was only about champagne tosses and shady dinner parties, this saga proves it's a real-life soap opera playing out in courtrooms, airports, and on Instagram feeds. So let's dive deep into the madness, because trust me, this one has layers on layers. And just when you think it's over, another shocking twist comes out of nowhere. Porsha celebrated the judge's ruling in true housewives fashion. Instead of just releasing a boring statement through her lawyer, she hopped onto Instagram and literally shouted, "It's over!" with exclamation points like confetti. She followed that up with a video of herself boarding a private plane, Destiny's Child's anthem Free blasting in the background, looking glamorous and unbothered. And honestly, that's how you know she's a professional reality star. Every life event becomes content. She hashtagged the post Miss265, a cheeky nod to her infamous on-air math fail. That move is so Porsha. She takes an old embarrassing moment and flips it into an inside joke, reclaiming the narrative and making herself relatable. Meanwhile, Simon was halfway across the world in Nigeria, probably fuming in silence while watching his ex bask in the glow of her victory. Now, Simon, of course, had something to say. He told people that this isn't the end, that he'll keep appealing for another 12 to 24 months if he has to. To me, this is classic Simon, always dangling the idea that he's got some master plan. But let's be real, this man was deported out of the country after years of immigration fraud, bank scams, and overstaying visas. The U.S. literally said, "Sir, pack your bags." He's talking about patience and perseverance, but what it really sounds like is bitterness and desperation. Simon doesn't want closure, he wants control. And Porsha refusing to back down is his worst nightmare. Let's talk about the prenup, because this is where things get spicy. The judge ruled that the prenup they signed before marrying in 2022 is solid. That prenup guaranteed Porsha spousal support, $40,000 per month for 14 months, and gave her the right to live in their $7 million mansion for 3 years while Simon foots the mortgage and bills. She gets 50% of the equity in the house, plus she keeps her Rolls-Royce and other luxury cars. And Simon has to pay $224,000 in her legal fees. That's not just a win, that's a complete housewives jackpot. Simon tried to argue that the prenup should be thrown out because Porsha didn't tell him she'd be returning to RHOA. But honestly, what kind of argument is that? Porsha Williams is reality TV royalty. That's like marrying Beyoncé and being shocked she's going to sing again. Simon knew exactly who he was marrying, and the judge basically told him, "Nice try, but no." Now, here's where I'm going to add some tea, because I've heard whispers from sources who claim Simon thought marrying Porsha would give him permanent American credibility. Allegedly, he used to brag to friends in Atlanta that being on Housewives with Porsha would open doors, make him untouchable, even help smooth out his immigration issues. One insider claimed Simon was convinced that Bravo producers would protect him because he was good TV. But when ICE came knocking, Bravo did nothing, and Porsha definitely did nothing to stop the deportation. If that rumor is true, it explains why Simon is so bitter. He thought he was locking in status, but instead, he lost everything. Porsha, meanwhile, is thriving. She filed new documents claiming Simon owes her nearly $670,000. That's mortgage payments, alimony, property taxes, and even the balance on the Rolls-Royce Ghost he promised her. And what's Simon doing? Posting about being broke. He told the court that his company, SimCall, went from nearly $300 million to zero overnight. The judge didn't believe it, and neither do I. My opinion, either he inflated that $300 million figure to look rich, or he's hiding assets somewhere offshore. I wouldn't be surprised if money is parked in secret accounts in Nigeria, or even funneled through shell companies. Housewives history has taught us one thing. When a man says he's broke, you need to check the Cayman Islands. Then there's the defamation lawsuit. Simon is suing Porsha for allegedly implying he has erectile dysfunction. He claims her posts cost him $500,000 in business deals and humiliated him. Porsha's team says she never even named him, and honestly, I think she's right. If you feel personally attacked by a vague post, that's probably your guilty conscience talking. But the fact that he's even suing her over this, to me, it feels like another way to keep her tied to him. Because think about it. If you really didn't want the world to think you had ED, would you file a lawsuit that puts the alleged rumor into every headline? No, you'd stay quiet. The lawsuit is basically Simon saying, yes, world, this story is about me, and making sure it never dies. That's not strategy, that's ego. Now, let's add another rumor, because I've heard from some Bravo fans who claim Simon actually didn't mind those ED whispers at first. In fact, he allegedly joked about it privately, saying Porsha would never leave him because no other man could handle her. But once she filed for divorce, suddenly he wanted to weaponize that storyline as defamation. If true, that is manipulative to the core. First he laughs about it, then he tries to cash out on it when things go south. And if you thought that was the end of the mess, think again. Simon's own lawyer filed an attorney's lien on the mansion because Simon allegedly owes over $200,000 in unpaid legal fees. Can we just pause on that? The man fighting Porsha in court couldn't even pay his own lawyer. That is wild. It makes me wonder if his strategy all along was to drag things out until his lawyers couldn't keep up. And the cherry on top? That lien complicates the house situation for Porsha because now the title is messy until debts are cleared. It's like Simon left one final trap behind. Meanwhile, Porsha is living her best life. She's back on RHOA, securing that Bravo check. She's throwing over-the-top parties for her daughter PJ's first day of school. Balloons, backdrops, the whole 9 yards. She's partnering with tequila brands, looking stunning in designer outfits, and telling interviewers that she's ready to stop fighting and start living. Watching her, you can see she's reclaiming her narrative. And honestly, that's the best revenge. While Simon is filing lawsuits from Nigeria, she's making content and cashing checks in Atlanta. But let me add some speculative fun. I wouldn't be surprised if Bravo producers are secretly loving this drama. Think about it. Porsha versus Simon is giving them real-life storylines that are bigger than anything they could script. Some people are even whispering that Bravo might consider a spin-off about Porsha rebuilding her life post-divorce. Imagine it. Cameras following her as she juggles motherhood, RHOA, her tequila business, and her ongoing legal battles. It would be ratings gold. And knowing Porsha, she'd lean into it. Now, my personal take, I think Simon underestimated Porsha. He thought she was just a pretty face who would be dazzled by luxury, but she played the game better than him. She secured the prenup, she stayed true to her brand, and she outlasted him legally and emotionally. Simon's bitterness is proof that he knows he lost. You don't keep appealing when you're truly done. You keep appealing when you can't let go. And that's Simon's downfall. He can't accept that the world is siding with Porsha. So where do we go from here? Porsha is free, yes, but Simon's defamation case is still hanging over her. Will it go anywhere? I doubt it. Courts usually don't take Instagram shade as serious defamation. But Simon will keep pushing because for him, it's not about winning. It's about staying in her story. As for Porsha, I think she'll keep shining, keep working, and maybe even use this mess to fuel her next big career move. She's not just surviving this divorce, she's thriving in spite of it. This saga has everything. Deportations, prenups, luxury cars, $300 million disappearance acts, defamation lawsuits, Instagram clapbacks, and courtroom drama. And the craziest part? It's probably not even over. If Simon has his way, we'll be talking about this for another 2 years. But for now, Porsha has the last laugh. She's free, she's fabulous, and she's proving once again that in the world of housewives, the real winner isn't the one who screams the loudest, it's the one who knows how to turn scandal into storyline, pain into profit, and drama into destiny. And Porsha Williams, she's a master at all three.